Good morning. I'm going to have a little go at making a little jade garden this morning. It's going to make it look like a little bit of a woods or forest, whichever way you want to call it. So I'm going to take you into the conservatory now and show you my jade plant, what I'm going to use to do this little thing with. This here is my little jade plant, and with this I'm going to make a little display, and I'm trying to make a little forest. I'll show you how I'm going to do it now. This morning I'm going to make what I call my little jade forest, and I've got a nice mix in there. It's compost, grit and a bit of perlite, and I've soaked it well. I've got my cup of water there ready for when I cut these off, just to put straight into. I'm going to try and pick out some nice long tall ones that I can use. Make them quite long. I want 9 of these. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. Right, well, I'm going to take these in because I've got too many now in a cup. So I'll take these in and tidy them up. Right, I'm going to see. I want some nice long ones. That's a nice long one there. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut all the leaves off. I want to try this anyway, see what happens. I've got a nice jade plant there, so if all else fails, I've still got it. The hormone powder. Dip it in. I'll put this one here. Hope it roots. Press it down nicely. There's another one here. See, I'm going to take all them little side shoots off. Don't need all that. Again, a little dip into the let's cut that back a little bit. So where that is that off. Put roots from there. I've used these little sticks to give me an idea where to put them, so I could see it beforehand. 2. Another one here. I can always trim some of these off again if I don't like the look of them. That's if they root out, they do. I've got to be honest, I've seen this on Facebook. I thought, well, that looks a good idea, that looks nice, so I'm going to have a go myself. I'll put a bit more compost on that once I've got it here. What I'm going to do between there, I'm going to put moss. Get that off nicely. I have sterilised these scissors, by the way, before I started using them. I've well soaked this. I soaked this in water. All this compost. I actually soaked it in water, so you can see how wet it is. I won't water it now for a good while. there. Last one on the side. Right, let's see what we can do with this one. See, if you leave too much on, it gets a little bit top heavy as well, aren't they? I've got to admit, struggling to keep them upright, but I'm going to put a bit more compost in there. And I think it's because they're a little bit top heavy at the moment. But I'm sure once I get this all set up with the moss between it will hold it up. Right, I'm going to cut a few more little pieces. Alright, I got a couple more. And that's what I like. Not all trees grow up straight, does he? So I think that looks quite nice like that. More. Right, well that's all set out. Now I've got the moss on my allotment, so I'm going to bring that back this afternoon, and maybe later on today I'll put the moss on top. But also I'm going to leave a little gap between so it looks like a path going through the woods or the forest, whichever way you want to call it. Right, so I think I've got everything ready now. I've got my moss. This is the moss I bought from the allotment. I've been growing that for a while. So I want to try and fill in now between these what I call trees, between the jade plants, to make it look as if it's grass or moss on the floor, whatever. I think I'll give it a spray. See what happens. Right, let's see what we've got here. Push that down there. A bit more here. It's helping to hold these up as well. I'm going to leave a gap down the middle so they can put some stone to make it look as if there's a path going through. Is it looking any better? Just got to piece it in between the plants. I'm just breaking it up and filling the gaps up, pushing it down. That little area down there is going to be my path. It's coming up. It's coming up quite well. I'm quite pleased with this. I'm quite pleased with this. Right, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to bring in some stone to put down the middle. Well, I just brought the stone in. So what I'm going to try and do, I'm going to try and spoon this in, I think. And just fill this little area in here to make it look as if it's a path. Spread it out. Is it looking any better? Not leave off there. As I say, I'll let you see this in about a month's time again, just to see if these particular trees have taken. Right, I'm quite pleased with that myself. Yeah. That one there is wilting a bit, so I'm going to leave it and see what happens. It's only a bit of an exercise, a little bit of fun to see if it works. And I don't pretend this was my idea. I'd seen this on Facebook. Obviously, the person done on Facebook was a lot more experienced than me. And but obviously you never saw his after a couple of weeks or a month, but showed you him building it. But I can assure you one of his was more upright. But I'm sure I've got plenty of jade plants. If that one doesn't take, I can find another piece and shove it in its place. Just want to make quite sure these knit together nicely. I've got bits of moss everywhere here. Filling my gaps in. A little bit over there which needs filling in. Push it down, make contact. Yeah, I think I'll leave it at that and see what happens with that. Alright, I've got some more moss here which I brought. I'll put these back, put that back on there and keep that and take that back to the allotments. Right, so I'll give this one last spray, I think. And that's finished. Put all this away now. I don't know if I told you this, but I got this pot from Dobie's in Liverpool. I think it was about £20 for us, but it was reduced to a £5. It's got a small little chip there on it, so you can't even see it. If you wanted to put a little bit of black on the paint on it, you wouldn't, but I wouldn't be bothered. But it's a nice little pot, and I thought for a £5. Well, Bethany was with me, she said, yeah, it's well worth a £5 that. Because I was going to go around charity shops and see if I get them, but when I thought about it, for a £5, I may as well, I'm here now, I may as well take it. So, yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little video of me making my jade garden, or woods as I call it. Well, that's complete now, and it's in my conservatory as an ornament. This afternoon, I'll be back on the plot doing the woods, getting that ivy sorted out again, getting rid of it. I've taken the fence down. You'll see that on another video. But I can't wait to get back on my plot and start working on the beds and getting them ready for the spring. So that's what I'm going to be looking forward to in the coming weeks.